Hey guys, Pete here, HVAC Greatness. What I'm about to share with you is probably the most impactful piece of information that you will ever get in your entire life. And most people won't even listen to this. In fact, I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee, I am extremely confident that you'll never receive this particular information from any other HVAC source ever. At least not until it's too late. And this is a timely subject. It may already be too late, but it is my hope that someone listening here will heed what I'm about to tell you, what I'm about to share with you, and it will change their lives forever. It'll change their business. It'll change their lives. It is the least amount of effort for the hugest amount of return that we'll probably ever see in history. And it involves everything that's happening right now. Now, first of all, let me pre-qualify this and say, when I was in business, like you, I didn't have time to keep my fingers on. I keep tabs with everything that was going on in the world. I may have caught the news at night or something like that. I mean, you're too busy running your business. Years later, now that I have time to investigate these things, and I've got years and years in these different things, I see things differently. In fact, if I shared everything with you, you'd probably think, it would not match your reality and you'd think something's off. And quite honestly, most of what we think is reality it's the perception of the true reality. And the true reality is quite different. So let's jump right into this. We are in HVAC. Now, I've been talking about what the recession's getting ready to do and how it's going to affect our business. And it's coming, guys. But right now, the financial systems are extremely corrupt. Companies like this company and companies like this company consistently make millions and millions of dollars. And they're not just doing it because they're good. They're doing it because they know something that you don't. And you have to understand that the financial organizations work with this group of people here, the politicians. And we know that there's corruption there, but I don't think we realize just how elaborate this is. So let's jump into the real point here. We're going through a big change, and there are assets that you have or you do not yet have, and that's what I want to share with you, that will absolutely be devastating to a lot of people. The value of your assets is going to be going down. Now, we've got a run right now. We've seen a little increase in the markets, okay? Don't fall for that, the hidden hand. Remember, first of all, show me something on the news that would create this. There's nothing. All of a sudden, we start seeing rise in these markets. They're going to pull back, and your assets are going to be hurt. So everything from your home, its value, to stocks and cryptocurrencies and other things like this, the value of that's going to start coming down. And for most people, you see the little surge here we've had over the last 5 days. For most people, when they have a lot of money tied up into these markets and it drops out, they're going to be hurt. Maybe you're not invested. Maybe you say, well, Pete, that doesn't apply to me. Well, it's going to affect your life. It's going to affect your business because your business is an asset, and there is an opportunity. The other asset I wanted to talk about is the cryptocurrency market. And I'm here to tell you that the reason that the financial institutions and the rich keep getting richer and we keep getting poor is because of things like this very first one right here. This is the Bitcoin. I absolutely own zero of this. And initially I bought some, because there was a lot of people making a lot of money. But you got to understand that when the media is pushing you to do this, the people who are in the know are doing that. And this is what I'm going to talk. I'm going to tell you what that is. And I'm going to tell you why now is the time that if you strike, I'm no financial advisor, I'm no expert, I know nothing what I'm talking about, but all of my hours of experience and people that I rely on and their expertise, I think you have a huge opportunity. This is Live Coin Watch, and I forget how many cryptocurrencies are on here. This is in order of market cap, I believe. And so how big these are. And so Bitcoin is the big one. It is not what you think it is. I personally think it's a setup. And I think those who have gotten in there, made their money, good for you, get out. Ethereum is the network that it's run on. They have ties to a lot of things on this corruption side. You got to be careful of this kind of stuff. U.S. Tether is supposed to be tagged with the dollar. It's like casino chips, right? You go to a casino and you change your dollars to chips, and then you go play. And hopefully when you bring your chips back, you can get that switched back to dollars. And we're worried about, does the casino have enough chips, enough money to cover your chips when you turn it in? So be careful of stuff like this. The one I want to talk about is this one right here. And I'll zoom in on that on the other. Right now it's about this rate right here. And I'm not saying the name because I really don't want to send the wrong message. About 2 years ago, the Security and Exchange Commission pulled out a lawsuit on these guys in the United States. And you have to understand that cryptocurrencies don't have any laws. There are no codes. And so how can you charge them with laws and codes? All right. What they're saying is that this is a security, and a security, well, you just can't, not just anybody can buy and sell a security, right? You have to be accredited, right? You have to be at this certain level. So they have these platforms that all of a sudden stop selling it. So here's what I'm telling you, to try to look beyond this. We're coming up on 2 years. We thought this thing would be over. We thought it'd be over in 6 months, and we're coming up on 2 years. There's a lot of moving parts here, and there's not enough time to go into all this, but I've been watching it, and I'm so confident in this, and I'm telling you, please listen to this. This could change your life forever. They have made it so that you, if you're in the United States, cannot directly purchase this. But yet, Bitcoin you can get, you got to watch Bitcoin, right? These guys, when they're telling you to buy this, they're buying the other, or they're setting the other up. The Bank of England yesterday announced that they are a partner with this company. The company behind this currency is this company right here. Okay? It's this company right here. They're the ones that are being sued. The coin itself is not sued. It's not. And there's nothing illegal about owning it. Not yet, right? And so there's a lot of moving parts here. But just the other day, we watched these guys in Congress carry on, and this snake right here, about, okay, SEC, you're bullying this particular company, Ripple, but why aren't you going after, they even said, this guy here said, well, I believe it's a security. How is a congressman going to judge something that's still actually in court and they're trying to define? This is based on something called the Howey test back in the 30s or 40s on growing orange trees down in Florida. They had no concept of cryptocurrencies, okay? And crypto is not a market yet because it's not been validated. The Bank of England has just announced that they're going to regulate, and they are already partners with the company that you're being blocked from buying from. Do you get this? Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't get this direct. You can if you know what you're doing, but directly, they've got it fixed. Now he's saying, why aren't you going after these platforms? Platforms are where like Coinbase, where you go in, you set up an account, and you can buy whatever cryptos they happen to sell. They used to sell this coin, and all of a sudden, almost 2 years ago, they stopped it. Okay, and so you're being blocked from accessing this, and so it makes you wonder. Okay, these guys are all in it together, and they're very good. If you listen to the SEC talk, they're looking after your best interest. But if you see what they're doing, they're very convincing. But if you see what they're doing, it's not true They are taking care of the people that take care of them. There's an agenda in there, and the corruption has gotten so bad. I mean, on investments, on doing these shorts, and on manipulating markets, and making you lose all your money, your pension, lose all your investment, lose all of this. They are getting rid. They're in the process of destroying a lot of people's lives. And 98% of all of these cryptos, I'm not sure how many there are now, in the tens of thousands, cryptocurrencies out there. Most of these are going to be going away. They're going to be gone, right? This is page 1 of 361 cryptocurrencies. And so that's a lot of cryptocurrencies. These are the top ones, and you can see everything's in the red. It's pulling back on the 1 hour and on the 24 hour. Things like Dogecoin, these are speculative coins, and they don't do anything. But the reason I want to talk to you about this one is this is real software. This has major players involved. They have contracts all over the world financially. What this is this will be the exchange medium for all currencies everywhere in the world. You can bank on it. And currently its value is 35 cents. So what I'm telling you is, and you can go through what I'm about to show. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you how to go step by step and how to get this yourself. But the liquidity on this is drying up. The lawsuit is coming to an end. There was a partner who left involved who had to shed so many billion of these in a planned agreement. And we know who's been scooping this stuff up. Guys, we're being scammed. This is what your new financial system is going to be based on. All this is a software for moving stuff around electronically. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you look over the all-time benefit, it has been suppressed. It had a spike back in 2017, and it tried to come back in here this past year. But right now, it's being held way down. It should be significantly higher, but it is not. It has not been legitimized. And once it does, the Bank of England just announced this yesterday. Once there's regulation, it's valid, guys. And all of a sudden, everything changes. So you're going to see incremental value. You'll see this go from 35 cents to $1, to $5, to $10, to $15, to $20. And people are going to be selling this stuff off because they're going to pull their money out. They're going to be happy. But it's not going to stop there. We expect this. The experts expect this, the value of this, to be so high that if I tell you, it's just too good to be true. This kind of stuff just doesn't happen, right? And what I'm telling you is, I started messing with this stuff a while back. You have to know how to access this. Don't do anything illegal, please. But in my program, I'll show you how to use normal platforms in the United States and how to ultimately end up so that you have your own amount of this in a very private and secure location, and you let this baby ride out. And I guarantee you, this is going to, if you do this, I don't guarantee, I'm convinced, dumb old Pete, I don't know anything, but I'm telling you, these guys have contracts with every major player in the world. Sitting on their board is the highest financial, the highest financial position in the entire United States. The treasurer, the head of the Treasury Department, Rosie Rios, she is on the board, as are a bunch of other superstar financial people. These people don't work for criminals. They don't work for losers. They know where this thing is going. Okay, so this thing is going to get big, but they're going to keep you blocked. So what I'm hearing smart people are doing is they're accumulating this as they can, and they're keeping it. And when all this stuff goes, this may go down to nothing. We don't know, but it will, once this reset that they're all planning comes back up, this is the software that's in place that's going to run everything. And if you think they're not going to succeed, I hope you're right. Not just because of the bad guys out there, but this is probably more than likely going to happen. And if you're sitting on some of this, the value will probably take care of you, your family, for the rest of your life and their lives, and you'll be in a position to help a lot of people. And you literally, if you think about the time and money invested into this and what you get out of it, it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's literally that point. Forget about all these coins, these meme coins and all this other stuff. And I played that game, guys. I got out there and I bought and trade and losing my butt, trying to. But once we got in and did the homework, there's probably 10 coins that are part of this system. And this guy is the number one. Now, what I'm going to do is I did this, about a year ago. I put this little program together here. And you can see, it's just covering my costs from doing this stuff. This is not like a regular program that I train on. But this one here, it's not just getting started. It's how to get that particular one, even if you are there. And I'm not saying go get a VPN and do all this tricky stuff. These corrupt officials will come after you on things like tax evasion. So, pay your taxes. But if this is determined as being a currency, and it will, how do you pay taxes on a currency that you bought? And it's like inflation or deflation. What, the value of that currency, how is that taxable if you never sell it, right? So this is one of those that you're going to want to get involved in. And this is so inexpensive. Please. And I know my hope, again, is that somebody listening on this is going to either do this on their own or follow my little steps here on how to do it, and just follow step by step. I'll show you how to do everything, but do it quickly. The liquidity on this is going to dry up. Once the regulation kicks in, it's over. And I don't even know. We thought a year ago this thing could pop at any minute because it just kept stringing along. But all of this stuff is now coming to a head, and all of the best experts are saying, oh my gosh, it may be game over already. So by the time you're watching this, you may see liquidity go down. What is liquidity? Real quick example. I was in Colombia, South America, and they use pesos. And when Americans take their dollars down there, they go to like a Western Union, and they'll take their dollars and then buy some pesos. So the liquidity is their drawer. They open their drawer, and they got some dollars in there, and they got some pesos in there. Once it gets lopsided, you'll see one starting to go down and one going up, right? So when I left Colombia, I went to buy some dollars, and they opened the drawer, and there was only $700 in there. I wanted 1,000, but they could only exchange me 700 because the liquidity was not enough, because it got bought up. So this is what's going to happen with this particular coin right here. This is software, okay? This is technology. This is sophisticated. This is not some meme coin that, like Doge or some of the other ones that are just kind of cool and speculation. This will be utilized on every financial interaction throughout the world on what they call cross-border payments, that eliminates that liquidity drawer. And it makes it really simple from anywhere in the country to exchange money anywhere else in the country. And I did a SWIFT transaction not too long ago. It cost me $70, over $70 to send $1,000, and it took 3 days. It takes less than a fraction of a penny, and it takes 1, 2, it's in your account. This is where things are going. This is advancement. Please hear me on this. I'm looking for you to call me one day, contact me one day and say, Pete, thank you. I'm so glad I come across this. I'm so glad I did this. This has really made a difference in my life, especially now with the recession. And I've been preaching this. You need to watch our other videos in protecting your business. You're still going to have to do this because we're going to have to ride this stuff out while this particular investment right here goes through its highs and lows and finally gets established and it becomes the standard. And once it is, experts are saying anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000. And I've heard numbers as ridiculous as 50,000. Not cents, dollars. This is mind-boggling because it will not only handle all of the money, but it'll also handle all of the debt. And so it's a huge amount of use on this. But don't go looking at it like that. Get rich quick, whatever. But this is a very inexpensive way to take a few dollars and set it aside and forget about it just in case. Pete Ramsey here, looking after you. Again, if you're interested in just following me, looking over my shoulder, I did this about a year ago, so it's still very fresh. But I'm concerned about the liquidity. I'm concerned it may not be here much longer. So if you are interested in doing this, I'll put a link below here. Click on that, go in, follow me step by step, and do it now. Because some of these steps take a couple of days to get everything moving and everything else. Right? There's some wait times. There's a shipping time if you buy one of the hardware wallets. And I don't have mine in front of me. That you actually store this stuff in. Because if you just buy money and leave it on these platforms, it's not yours. It's not yours. And I'll explain that in these 12 lessons. And I'm going to put an extra lesson in there, and I'm going to talk to you about those other coins. This is my favorite. This is the one that I think is going to be it. But there are other ones that are part of this technology, and they all have these same, they have these agreements in place. They work together with this one. They work with each other, and it's going to be part of the system. As far as the vast majority of this, the crypto world, I think a lot of people are just going to be crushed. I really do. So this isn't done on speculation. This is based on technology and on what's happening right now. Even though they won't talk to you about this, they pretend like they're enemies and they're suing each other, but they're blocking you from making the money that you could, and they're tricking us into, buying in all these stocks and everything else. If you're invested in the stock market, I'm no advisor on that, obviously, but I would be invested in things that are recession proof, right? Like a silver mine. That's always, it's stuff that we're going to need, gold and silver, right? Because that's going to play a very important part in terms of value. And again, I'm not qualified for that. Talk to a qualified person, and you may want to talk to qualified people about this, but I'm convinced. And I know I've stepped out there on a limb, but please don't take this lightly. This is like now. Do this right now before it's too late. And I think it may be too late. I don't know. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.